Right. Okay, I need to go back a bit. Right. Okay. So this was my setup. The camera here. Right. Just having the camera slowly moving there. Right. So this is just a plane. So this is the same scene, of course, right? Now what I did here, I did a project from view, and I'll show you what that looks like in UV image editor. Oops, a daisy. Right. See, basically, when you do the project from view, the concrete was all funny. So I'll show you what that looks like. You know how it gets kind of funny, and you've got to basically, you've got to, I mean, this was way over here, and this was way over here, right? And then you can get that funny lines and that. So I had to bring them back to around about there. You know, for when I projected because I rendered out the image, just an image, a flat image, and then I cut the top of this off. You know, so I could get the sky in. You know, just because the clouds and that will move behind this when the camera's moving, but everything else, like all of these things, will stay very still. You know, but it's just the ground will obviously be you will be moving across the ground, so you need the ground obviously like that. So that was the setup scene for that, and I just put on emission, and this saves on render time. Okay, so it's good to figure out you know what you're doing there, and this is all low poly. This is just photographs from the scene, and then I imported a car, and then I just did project from view on all these. I didn't bother doing the front area. I was a bit lazy there. I left the front. I think I left the front. Yeah. But this is just photographs from Google Maps, and I had to. You can see how there's some cars in there, and then I had to change the lighting. I'll show you what it looked like to begin with. So the photograph looked like this. So that was originally that's what it would look like because it was daylight, but I wanted to make it look dark instead, like this. So I had to change the lighting, and I had to do a bit of Photoshop techniques on the images, and then I just I mean, this is all low poly. This is I've learned this from. I'll just show you. I learned this from Ian Hubert, and so there's not that many. I mean, this obviously has a lot of vertices and things like that, and these characters here. This is just make human characters, and I just yeah, that's all it is really. It's just, I mean, that's just a plane, and then I just extruded the walls out, so you can get and just extruded the areas that needed to be extruded, and then put in lines in if you want. I didn't bother doing all the lines there, but this is basically how I used it. You know, for this is to do with Brian Bethel's experience with the black-eyed children that terrified him. But this is the exact location that he was at. And Mortal Kombat was being shown in the cinemas here at the time, and he was meant to be going here to drop off some letter stuff, So that's basically it, really. And so it's very low poly, very simple, and using GIMP Photoshop techniques as well, just because I had to, on the Google Maps, I had to go in, because you can see the cars, there was actually cars in the way of this building, so you can actually see it quite closely where I've been doing cloning tools, and I haven't done a very good job of it, obviously. But the main focal point was mainly this car here, so I never bothered worrying too much about all these details. And then I just did some emission, you know, using just some normal lamp, pointer lamps, you know. So that's all I had to do, really.